the golden bell and pours a pulse of cold that tells a store that's plump and over shelf with ornaments. An old apparel that walking in's a lonely tale, and in the moments held the audience to warmly sense and cordially bumps of ponytails. And in the dusty battles books a bag in time, landing he chucks it back and flusteredly aligns, glinting and puts a hand to muster what he finds, before she tucks around and cuts into his eyes a look of silence shared between them. Clash the lines and then preceding, asks the price of film and sees it scribbled to a seedy little sign beside his seat. He flashes white and dives to beat it, but she laughs a little laugh that sets his mind aligned to leave it. Pulls a brittle basket full of reels atop the counter, runs of little plastic coloured wheels and wrapped around them, spun and twisted rackets all of film, the flaps are brown and she tunnels digging packets for a fill. Her hands are crowded and he offers her a paper bag, embarrassed as he shakes it out, tallies what she takes and how much to pay, and down it drops into a tray. Come out, the basket's put away for now. He glances as she makes a bow and wishes wake about the things he wants to tell her, fights the time before she leaves. Tingling of the bell begins, but finally for it's freed, he points a finger towards the shelf behind his right adorned with keys, and tells her there's some photos that she might enjoy to see. Dora owes a rope that's nailed in ruby lights with photos held in gloomy lines, the floating tales of human lives in frozen fields entombed in time, a token shelled by binds that so conceal the beauty trying to slowly sell for futures crying alone, until they step inside their little eyes and flutter through. She stares excited, grinning wildly up infused, the air enticing him, describing what she views. The pair in file while he guides her up into a stack of albums locked in glass, the leather bound, the boldly pressed and weathered brown, the folding set with counting golden text bending and stoutly holding breath. He pulls a brown key from its set, settles it down up to its neck and steps it round until it lets a little click. Swings the rattle door back to the room, a single slit grows spinning past the forms, casting its hues, a finger lifts, clings to corners caught and formally moved to bring it stiff. Some pages out to fall before the room, but back at the hallway, thawing out the store, rattling ball plays, pouring down the score. A tap at the door makes a form breaks and walks in now before a gravelly voice shakes and causing a drunken call. And up in the room of rubies panicking, flapping the tomb and moving, paneling, trapped in the group by ruthless handling, stabbing the gap in the cabinet, rattling through the few keys, damning it, slamming the cube and crudely dragging it back till a huge luminous crack in it stands like his dad in the door. Dora owes a lonely note from hinges hung and slowly sewn with hymns of hunted lowly souls, like windows runged and coldly closed. The splinters grunt but boldly hold the weight of holy hosts, while blinking stunned the moments frozen, twinkling runs of floating ghosts. The red lights kissed across her lips in little leaps, the tread mine pictures offered whispers willing speech. Her head went twisting, tossing wispy trickled gleams, a circle's lifting, swapping bristly in between, until he tries to croak an explanation, finding only breaths to brace, and climbs his throat like Esther Basin's tiny toes to test the case. And at the question waiting, stood investigating, drunk again but yet to take in all he needs to settle shakes. And now he's flying forward, staggers up in haggard walking, grabs the book, the panic pouring, slams it shut and rams it, forcing back the hanging torment towards the shelf, but ravaged corners call for help and grab like claws as pages flap and fall, and on the floor a bloodied face settles softly, subtly framed, the red ink drop like running rain in baths of light, the puddled pain inside the coloured page, the lines like gutted veins, the eyes look up and grace the silent girl who stood in place. Dora owes a silver bolt that slides along and seals the cold, her cries are run and fears are shown beside the hung and dreary tones of fighting done for dears alone. A boy in tears bemoans while slicing chunks of weary bone, the eyes he'd brung were here to choke.